So nice to meet you, everyone. I'm Yoann Hinard. At Witbe, we do test and monitoring. And today I will be presenting some field results about implementing the Virtual NOC. So traditional NOC, usually it's everything is in place to have all the signal monitoring. You see exactly what are the in and out, especially for the broadcast center. You control the encoder, the packager, the CDN, and you see everything that is under your control. But one thing that is very hard to see is what is the user perceiving. Here on this example, you can see that you have had an issue, you fix the issue, it's solved on most of the devices but one. So here it's an illustration, but it's not working, it has not been fixed on the Fire TV. And this is a common problem that can happen, especially on the device, because it requires a lot of back-end interaction, the DRM, the implementation, the way the codec is working. So the confidence has to come from the devices. Fixing an issue in the network, if it doesn't fix what's happening for the consumer, is not a fix which is successful. And on top of that, I like to see that in this TiVo report, they highlighted the fact that now more than half of the users are actually using the native application on the smart TV. So that means that whatever the effort and the validation QoE operation that you put on the devices that you provide as a service provider, or on the Apple TV, Fire TV, Google Android TV platforms, still you now have half of the users using the smart TV. And it's not that, the bad thing is that the smart TV across all our measurements are amongst the devices that perform the worst. So at the same time, it's the ones that are being used the most, but the least performing devices. And smart TV, it's not at all convenient to give a smart TV to everyone in the company, to your developer, to the operation management team, to the service operation center, NOC, which is also why this virtual NOC makes really sense. So here, what you can see, you have various devices. On top, if we go left to right, you have a Contoto, which is a Comcast box in Phoenix, a Vizio smart TV, an iPhone, an Apple TV. All of these are real devices in real cities. You can see it's spread across. This is a capture from our demonstration platform that we use, but these are real devices with real service. So when it's launching YouTube TV, it's the real YouTube TV on an Apple TV. When it's launching Samsung TV Plus, it's the real Samsung TV Plus at different locations. Here you can see Montreal, New York, Dubai, Singapore. And this is what our users are giving to their operating team. So here, from this platform, you can just take control using the web application or a smartphone. Here we are taking control of an Android TV from DirecTV, which is in San Francisco. And the test which is being performed is a voice command, because it's good to have an application that's running, but as you are working on the content, it's also good to see if the content is properly being exposed to the customer. So we are sending the voice command to search for the wrestling on the universal search of the set-top box. And the goal is to check that the deep link is properly working, that from the operating system of the box, you can reach the content. And again, that's one of the very important easy miss when you are implementing an application, either Android, Apple TV, or all the smart TV, making sure that all the content which is available inside the application is also available for the user. That means using the search engine or using the rail on the watch now. So this is a great way to share that with the different teams. Sometimes it's also coming from the marketing. They are paying to get promoted on a Samsung rail, and you want to make sure that it's effectively being done and that your content can be seen. we have measured and reported sometime that this promoted content was not working. So the watch next rail that was purchased on a specific partnership was indeed generating an error on the TV, which is really a miss in that kind of situation. Here, another example of a deployment. So this is real capture data. For anonymity reason, we changed the names, but the video is a real one. So several hundred locations, all the local head-end, you have all the devices which are available in order to check the pre-post maintenance changes. So multiple changes occur every day, every night, and the operation team are using this in order to control the successful execution of the changes, and to instead of asking to send someone on site in the plant, to make sure that when there is an issue reported from the field, they can double check it and fix it themselves. And lastly, once you have all that in place, why spending time to see by yourself when you can automate? So here, what you can see is automation running and testing the different services. So testing the linear TV, the SVOD, the deep linking, the guide on all these various devices. And the fact that it's using the real application, it's also using the real backend, authentication, DRM, is testing the complete workflow of the user, not only as a signal monitoring, but really the whole user workflow to reach the service in any kind of service on various applications and devices. So that way, when there is a failure that is detected, it's easy to just double check it, take control, verify if the fix has been successful or not. Because what we see is that it's very important to share this within the team. The most value comes from the fact that you can put the right people in charge of making the fix in front of the issue. For example, and it's not only for a single operator or service provider, it's also working very well across partner. An example that is very interesting is YouTube TV is providing their application and validation for their device as part of their device partnership program, the YouTube TV application on various devices. So when it's done on an OTT device, it's very easy. If they want to fix something, they just give the OTT device to their development team. But when it's directly the YouTube application that's running on service provider set-top boxes like Vodafone, Telefonica, Orange, there is, especially on the legacy devices, it's very hard to have them work in the US where their development team are. And even if they manage to make it work using VPN and trying to make it work, if they detect an issue, they don't know if the issue is coming from the workaround that they put in place or if it's a real issue that they are targeting. So in fact, providing the good view to the right team, really we have, our customer reported a very strong reduction of the time to fix. Sometimes it could take a very long time between the vendor, the provider, the QA, the engineering team, sometimes weeks before fixing the issue, where it can be done within a day if they don't spend the time to reproduce the issue. So it's really something that is not only for the NOC team anymore, it's throughout the chain, and also very useful to run field testing for the QA department. QA used to work a lot in their lab with a very control and manage environment, and when a version is promoted to prod, you see issues arising in prod that were not happening in lab. So here, the fact that QA and Ops are merging into DevOps really help them to do the field testing in the field on the real environment and use that as an input in order to improve for the next versions. So what is required to do that? So at Witbe, we created a product to do that, which is the Witbox. It's very plug and play. You just plug it on any device. No modification is done on the device. So it's using it as a user, using infrared or Bluetooth remote control, extracting the video, and that's just it. No code to be changed on the device, no SDK to be implemented. And the great thing is that you see what's happening not only on the player side, but throughout the whole chain of delivery. So thank you for your attention, and I will be available after the session to answer any questions.
Thank you very much, Yoann.